My name is Megan and I'm a holistic nutritionist, and welcome to my kitchen. So today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite ways to use the phase 1 moon seeds. This recipe is actually inspired by one of the original Moonbite flavors, their chocolate hazelnut, which is one of my personal favorites. And so to make this recipe, we're going to start by taking a pouch of the phase 1 moon seeds and pop it in your food processor. And then we're going to blend that for maybe 30 seconds or so until it makes a fine powder. Okay, and so to our ground moon seeds, the next step is to add 8 fresh dates. If your dates are a little dry or not as fresh, you can always soak them in warm water for about 10 minutes before using. And I really like using dates in this recipe because they are filled with fiber and antioxidants, and they are a really nice low glycemic index way to sweeten up this little treat. And so we'll add those in. And then the next ingredient is we're going to put in a cup of hazelnuts. Hazelnuts can have a little bit of a kind of bitterness to them, so I always like to toast mine for 10 minutes before using, and then just you can rub them with a paper towel and get the skins off, but that's not a necessary step. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're gonna add about half a teaspoon of fresh sea salt. Perfect. Okay, and so next we are going to blend this up, and as you can see, my blender is pretty full. And so this is probably gonna take a couple minutes, and you'll just have to scrape it down in between each blend. So that took me a couple of minutes of blending, and depending on the strength of your food processor, you might have to break it up into smaller batches. So now we have the fully mixed dough here, and I'm going to take it in an 8x8 lined baking sheet. Just going to empty that in. And then at this point, I also have 1/4 cup of cacao nibs, which I'm going to sprinkle in. Chocolate is definitely one of my favorite foods, especially during phase 1, which is when you're menstruating. I think that having the extra antioxidants and the magnesium and iron from the cacao is a really great addition. Okay, so once you have that pressed into your pan, we're going to bring it over to the freezer to let it set for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to cut it up into individual 14 slices and then dip it in a bit of chocolate. Okay, so I just pulled this out of the freezer. It was in there for about 10 to 15 minutes, and now we are going to cut it into our 14 individual servings. Okay, so here I have half a cup of dark chocolate. You can either use a bar or chocolate chips. I recommend just above 70%. So I have that melted with a tablespoon of coconut oil. And so the next step is I'm going to dip all of these individual bars in the chocolate, then sprinkle them with a little bit of flaky sea salt, and then pop them back in the freezer. So it looks something like that. So I'll finish it for the rest and then show you the final product. Okay, so here is the final product. We have our phase 1 moon seed hazelnut bars. So you can just store these in the fridge or freezer and have one each day of phase 1.